Hi, this is Mickey. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're watching the video today to see one of my very favorite recipes. It's chocolate brownies, velvet chocolate brownies, and you will absolutely love them. I use them for company, for just when we want some sweet thing for dessert. One of the hardest things when you're changing to a new diet is finding something that you're excited and look forward to eating. And brownies are one of those things, I think. I don't know anybody who doesn't like brownies unless they can't eat chocolate. But if they can't eat chocolate, I think we can figure out a way for them to be able to still have some wonderful desserts. So anyway, I wanted to tell you, I had started recording several times. I'm here by myself today, so I'm on my own with my wonderful techniques of being able to use the computer. So please bear with me. We'll get through this together, trust me, okay? All right, the first thing I did, remember we're going to make half a recipe, so don't get confused. But anyway, I did preheat the oven to, as in the United States, it would be 350 degrees. And here it's usually 180 degrees centigrade, but my issue with my oven is my oven says a totally different temperature than it's supposed to. So I think it's a lot colder than it needs to be. And I know you've probably read, if you have cooked very much, you've probably read that all ovens have different temperature settings. Even though they might say 180 degrees centigrade, you may have to do it higher. Now, I know we're at 8,000 feet, and surprisingly, so far I've made bread and all sorts of things and have not had to adjust for the altitude. So this is this is really interesting. Anyway, all right, we're starting. First of all, you mix oats and flour and cocoa. Now I use, even though I'm making half a recipe, I'm still using a half a cup of cocoa because I love cocoa and because it makes it so chocolatey, right? So anyway, I mixed, let's see, a cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup of oats, and if you use Quaker oats, that would be absolutely great. And a trick that I use is to use this. I just blended my milk and my apples together in this blender so it looks nice and clean. Anyway, you can just put the oats in here and stir it for just a second, 2 seconds maybe, just enough to give it a little crumbly, smaller texture. And mix it in with the flour. And oats do some amazing things. Oats will make things lighter, and it's really, really interesting. I just made that major discovery. I've done that with bread and everything else. Just mixing oats in with it makes all the difference in the world. It's amazing. So, okay, we've got flour, oats, and cocoa. And then I mixed in my almond milk, which I make myself, and is so easy to make. You should really do it. It saves money, and it's delicious. And you don't have to soak the oats, the almonds. I will show you in another video how I do it, but I know there are videos out that show you how to make your own almond milk. So it's really, really easy to make, and you'll really like it. Now, I told you about the sugar that we have. This is cane sugar, but brown sugar is wonderful, and use either light brown or dark brown sugar, whichever one your taste like. So on this, we're using a half a cup of sugar. So as you can see, I've got about a third of a cup, I guess. And for the rest of it, if you use Splenda, that's great. Or if you use another sweetener, that'll work too. I just try to get, not as much sugar in the brownies, but still make them as sweet as possible. So I'm mixing in both kinds of sugars. Just pour it in with the oats and the flour and the almond milk. And now I'm going to show you a trick I discovered too. Oh, yeah. This is neat for people who can't find things in different areas of the world. Okay, here I found baking powder. Now I could not find baking soda, and I hear rumors that the baking soda is available somewhere. So I'm still looking for baking soda, but while I still haven't found the baking soda, what I discovered was that you can use baking powder and baking soda just with baking powder. So because baking soda is in baking powder. Did you know that? I didn't know that, and I've been cooking for a long time. But you can use this in place of baking soda if you want. And it's a one-to-one type of thing. So let's see, we need 2 teaspoons. And you can tell I had used heaping teaspoons in a non-teaspoon shape. So let me know how it works out when you use the perfect utensils to measure this with, okay? All right, so I have 2 teaspoons. That counts for the baking powder. And now I'm going to use 1 teaspoon for the baking soda. Ta-da! All right, so I have that in there. Now we need a pinch of salt. And I don't know about you, but pinches of salt are kind of confusing, aren't they? You don't know how big a pinch to use. So I'm just going to use a little pinch. That's my pinch. So anyway, we've got this in here. Now, let's see, what do we do next? I chopped up a whole bunch of walnuts, and I've got about 2/3 of a cup of walnuts because we love walnuts. So the more walnuts, the better. So don't adhere strictly to the recipe. If you like more walnuts, pour them in there. They're so good, and they're good for you. All right, the recipe also calls for lemon juice. Now you can use lemon or lime or orange. And we have orange juice. Well, it's a juice that has all kinds of stuff. It has lemon and orange and strawberry in it. And I swear it does not matter what kind of juice you use. Just go ahead and use what you want. And let's see, how much do I put in? Oh, 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons? Yeah, 2 teaspoons. Okay. So now I'm just going to pour 2 teaspoons in here, a little bit more. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit more. Now I need a little bit more water, possibly, because as you can see, the brownies are kind of dry so far. So now I have one of my magic cups of water. I poured it into the glass because I didn't have enough cups. Now I do. Okay, so I'm just going to pour a little water in, about half the water, and stir it up. Why do I keep pouring things on the counter? I don't know. Anyway, maybe I didn't need that much liquid. Do you think that's it? Okay, so I'm going to stir this around, and you can see the texture's getting better. And if you like this cakey texture, then that's fine if that's enough for you. I'm going to pour a little bit more water in it because I like the brownies to have more of a nice, sort of melt in your mouth texture. So now you can see that. Stir that all together, and then we're going to put it in the pan. And I know you can't see the pan, so I'll show you what I do. I'm just going to pour it in the pan. My cooking dish, and then smooth it out. And if you wanted to, right now you could just taste the brownie mix and see if it has the right flavor for you. Do you need more chocolate? Do you need more sugar? Do you need a little salt? So that's as easy as it is. Just smooth it in. There you've got a pan of brownies. Now I told you I already heated the oven to the right temperature. So I'm going to place these in the oven. And the original recipe calls for about 45 minutes. This you cook in a small pan for like about 30 minutes. Now you can test the brownies and press them on top to be sure that they're ready. Because when they give a teeny bit, but they're firm, they're perfectly ready. So you're going to want to take them out, cool them for about an hour, and you're going to have wonderful brownies. So here's a brownie I just took out of that little pan because I only had one of those. So I put it on a plate for you. Now we're going to make some icing, which is, everybody likes the icing on the cake, right? So here we go with the icing. I'm going to use powdered sugar and cocoa. Can't forget the cocoa. You could use white if you wanted. Make white icing. Chocolate better, right? Okay, so I'm going to put a cup of the powdered sugar in, my handy dandy measuring cup. See, it's not even level, right? So, and it still works. So I'm going to put the sugar in. And then I need some cocoa. So let's see, how much cocoa should we put in? What do you think? How about a half cup? You want to try a half cup? Well, let's see. How about a half cup? That'll make it really fudgy. All right, we'll do a half cup. There you go. So we've got a cup of regular sugar, not regular sugar, powdered sugar, and a half a cup of cocoa. So you just stir that to mix it up so it makes it easier when you start adding a little liquid to it. Now the liquid, if you've made icing before, you usually use butter and all sorts of stuff. Well, we don't use that, so today we're just going to be mixing up the baking for the icing. We're going to be using just the cocoa and the powdered sugar and a little bit more of the almond milk. So we just add, I'll show you, just add a little bit of almond milk at a time. If you add too much, that's okay. Then you just have to run over and get some more powdered sugar and stir some more in there. Nothing is too horrible. You can fix it. And that's one of the neat things about cooking. Almost everything can be fixed, even when you're baking. So don't worry about it. And then I'm going to use a little bit more. And you notice I'm just pouring a little bit at a time to be sure that I get the right texture. because we like an icing that is pretty firm so that it sticks on really well. If it's too soft, it kind of just kind of slides off. Okay, so look, you can see this is getting thicker. Yep, it's getting really nice and thick. It's kind of a little hard to stir. That's absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do, guys, the dogs are not used to apartments. We live in a condo down here. They're not used to condos. So any noises they hear outside, they react to. Okay, guys, settle down. And since I tried starting and restarting this video about Coco, come on, girl. She's usually my helper. Today she's not my helper. She except for she's warning me that somebody's here, but I don't think they're here. I think they're just walking down the hall, and they are not allowed to do that. So I guess nobody told them. Anyway, here is the icing, and you can see that it spreads on really well. Oh boy, this is going to be good. It'd be nice to have a plate that fits this thing. So anyway, there we go with the icing. And since this is going to cook for 30 minutes, and this cooking video is not going to last 30 minutes, so that's good. Just cut a little piece off. I'm going to try a little piece and see how it worked out. Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness. It's amazing to think that you could eat this for lunch. But you really could. And it's wonderful. It's a great way to have dessert too. I can't eat. So, anyway, it's very light and very cake-like, but yet it holds together really well. And your family and friends are absolutely going to love this. I think it's going to be one of your favorite things you've ever had. So I can't wait for you to test it and see what you think. So make the original big recipe or make a small one and test it out yourself. Either way, you are going to find something that you could love and you will share it, and even your family who doesn't eat the same way you do, it doesn't matter. This is good for everybody, and I love recipes that are so versatile that everybody can eat them. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was interesting anyway, right? So have a wonderful day. I hope the rest of your week goes absolutely fantastic. Welcome to November. If you are enjoying our videos, please subscribe to our channel and hit a thumbs up. And if you would like, leave a message. And I would love to hear how you do with your brownie recipes. That's going to be so exciting to share. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Mickey, and I love you very much. Bye-bye.